Could you please educate us or enlighten us about the use, or should I say abuse, of AI that we saw by and large during this recent escalation between India and Pakistan? You see, because in the current age or the digital era, we do see that quite many countries are trying to establish a favorable narrative in the warfare, but all thanks to false imagery and false, theatrics of AI, artificial intelligence.
Right. Well, yes, one of the key characteristics of this most recent skirmish between Pakistan and India was the coordinated use of misinformation and disinformation campaigns. And in particular, the Indian mainstream media outlets that played a significant role in amplifying certain false claims that originally appeared on social media. So this included a variety of things: video game footage that was sort of weaponized as evidence of military victories, a large number of false claims that appeared and then were quickly spread, unrelated visuals, the use of recycled footage from unrelated conflicts or scenarios to create a picture of a strategic and dramatic Indian victory that was not materializing, and also fabricated stories about particularly the Pakistani military that were, in a sense, created by artificial intelligence programs. So AI is very useful in the current state of disinformation warfare for creating false stories that look like they are actual news stories, for creating false images, and especially for creating social media accounts to create the perception of a widespread discussion that's occurring about an event. So the point, as you mentioned, is exactly that. As the fog of war permeates in the beginning stages of any conflict, there is a push from any side to control the narrative, to control the story, and thereby determine future geopolitical events. And the best way, a very convenient way to do that, is through manufactured images and false stories. And so artificial intelligence can help with all of those three different areas of influence warfare.
What you've highlighted so far is a rather dangerous trend, Mr. Patrick, because anybody could manipulate a warfare or any particular conflict as per their own likings or as per their own narratives, all thanks to false theatrics created by the AI. But what is the wisdom that the viewers need to be imparted at this point in time so that they may distinguish between correct and false, between truth and should I say, the incorrect posturing of any particular country?
Well, I think one of the most important things to keep in mind is that established media outlets that adhere to sound journalistic ethics tend not to do this. And if there is an incident where they accidentally accelerate or promote a story that is based on false information, then they very quickly will correct themselves and make sure that it doesn't happen again, though. That's going to become increasingly common. So I would say be aware of particularly social media or news outlets that seem to simply reflect an opinion that you already have, and instead continue to look towards established media outlets that adhere to sound journalistic practice. That's one thing. And another thing I would say is that understand that in the first stages of a conflict, there is a high personal, emotional need for more information, as well as a need for that information to fit with a narrative that the user, that the individual already has in their head. It becomes ever easier to micro-target individuals with ad campaigns. It's a reason why when you go to any website and you're shopping on an online platform and you go to a news site or a different site, the little advertisement will follow you around. That's because of a thing called ad networking, and you can specifically target stories to individuals based on preferences the same way. So I would say be more patient, but also look towards more trusted news outlets to get your information first. And also understand that this is only going to grow, that this is a trend that is, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, unfortunately, yes. Please go on. I just wanted to second you on the fact that whether we like it or not, but it is going to grow with time.
Yes, it absolutely is going to grow over time, and because as we mentioned, those first few stages of a conflict are essential to create an image in the mind of the public. Now, there's something that governments can do about this.
Yes,
first, individual governments can ask social media companies that are operating within their borders to do more to fact check and verify. Right now, the social media companies that are the most popular based in the United States are all moving away from fact checking. And that's sort of to appease certain political factions that didn't actually care for truthful information and labeled the fact checking efforts as censorship. So be careful of social media in that way. But governments can do a good job in asking social media companies that operate within their borders to designate false information as such. Another thing that is very important to understand is that this is a trend that rises, especially in the wake of autocracies. So as individual politicians, and there is a circuit of them around the world, try to move democratic societies further into autocracies, this is a tactic that they're all going to use to basically reinforce one another, regardless of the narrative tensions within those countries. This is something that they share. So that's another reason why this is going to accelerate.
Right. Thanks a lot.